Talk about how
Absolutely.
Triberr helps with that, how the tribe helps with that, and
Well,
how you work the tribe to get them to comment.
yeah. Well, bloggers are some of the most ferocious content consumers, right? And bloggers are, also understand the value of comments. So, as species, not even as human species, as just as a class of species, mammalian species, we're all about reciprocity, man. When two monkeys are grooming each other at the zoo, they're taking turns,
Right.
right? It's reciprocity, right? The law of reciprocity. When somebody does something nice for you, they create this friction, mental static, cognitive dissonance in the back of your head where it's like, oh man, I owe that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like you can't wait to pay them back. Um, so, so the way here's an old rule: you want 100 comments on your blog post, leave 100 comments.
Right. Right. Easy.
Right? Yeah, yeah. It really is that simple. Um, so once you start, because it all starts with us, right? Once you do that, you become known as someone who leaves comments, and people are like, "Oh, so who is this guy? Let's check him out. Oh, he's got some solid content. Let me repay in
Right.
kind and leave a comment as well." Right? And with Triberr, we just make it stupid easy,
Right.
right? Because you can read the content right in there, and you can leave a comment right in there, and it appears on the blog post, and it appears on any reblog version of the blog post.
Hmm.
So we're always thinking about how do we lower friction and how do we lower transaction costs? Because at the heart of everything is transaction costs, right?
Right.
How do we lower transaction costs for bloggers? Right? And when I say transaction costs, unless you're an economy major, this may not be familiar phrase to you. So let me make it clear. Uh, Without a remote control, I would never change the channel on my TV. Because the transaction cost of me of getting off my ass,
Right.
walking to the TV, and changing the channel, it's too much.
Yeah.
Right? It's too much. So remote control lowers the transaction cost of changing the channel.
Right.
The way Skype lowered transaction cost of making a long distance phone call,
Right.
right? The way Wikipedia lowered the transaction cost on information that used to live inside Encyclopedia Britannica,
Right.
right? I mean, we can go on, right?
Hmm.
So transaction cost is at the heart of everything. And with Triberr, our target demo are bloggers because we are bloggers. So we're
Right.
just building features for ourselves, right? But what do bloggers do? They write, they read, they comment, they share. How do we make that as easy as possible? Right? And one of the first things we did is, we bring all of these awesome posts in one place, so you can see them, view them, share them from one place. With the approve button, you can share it. It gets scheduled, right? So you can hit approve 10 times, and they all just kind of queue up and get scheduled and staggered out,
Right.
right?
And
So
Triberr does that. So Triberr doesn't send them all out. And like if I approve 5 posts at once, it's going to maybe this hour, this hour.
right.
What's the frequency of it?
I think the default is like 20 minutes or 25 minutes, but you can change that.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Uh, so so when you click approve button, it gets queued up, and if you connected Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, it gets shared across 3 destination networks.
Right.
So that's one action, 4 things happen
Right.
that would normally take, at least 4 actions. So, and that's the kind of things that we're thinking about. How do we lower transaction costs for bloggers?
Right. Well, you guys do a great job of that. Every time it's like almost every time I log in, I see some kind of improvement, and it's been an ever changing thing. So it's guys, I
Always in
can't say
beta.
enough. That's great. So hey, man, thanks. We're coming on an hour, so I don't want to. I want to be respectful of your time. I appreciate you coming on with me for a second interview.
Sweet. Thank
Maybe
you,
I'll
Mike.
get you on again for a third interview. And
Anytime.
love talking to you, man. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope everybody enjoyed it today.
Nuclear chatter, everybody.
Thanks, man.